Okay, so very good morning, everyone. So we are going to start the previous topic where we have stopped. So we have seen the introduction to what is an oscillator, how it works with the positive feedback, because we are using an operational amplifier here, and to that we are applying a feedback network. And then we have seen what are the two criteria of Parkinson's criteria, where we have seen the loop gain A beta should be equal to 1. But practically we design such that A beta is slightly greater than 1. Then we have seen the phase shift which has been introduced because of the amplifier is 180 degree because we have connected the feedback to an inverting terminal. So, but the Barkason's criteria says that our phase shift should be equal to 0, right? So to remove that 180-degree phase shift, we are connecting an RC network connected as a high pass filter, and we are using three RC network, so that each RC network are going to give us the phase shift of 60 degree each. So the total feedback network phase is 180 degree. So at the output, what we are going to get is 0 degree phase shift, or you can say 360-degree phase shift. So this is what we have seen the Barkason's criteria, and then we have seen the equation of frequency for this RC pressure oscillator stated F is equal to 1 upon 2 pi RC under root of 6. So why this is 6? Because we are using 3 RC components. If we are going to use n number of RC components, then we are going to have n out here, right? So the equation for F will be equal to 1 upon 2 pi RC under root of 2n. But now when we are going to use 4 RC network, at that time what will happen? Your components will go on increasing, it will become bulky. So in that case, your the parameter frequency F can be calculated as 1 upon 2 pi RC under root of 8, because there you're going to have 8 components. So this is how your frequency formula will change. But normally what we are going to study is the RC phase shift oscillator using op-amp, where we are going to have two stages. One is an amplifier and one is the feedback network. So in amplifier we have inverting amplifier, and in feedback network we have RC components, right? So we are going to use three RC networks. So for this circuit we are going to derive this frequency where F is equal to 1 upon 2 pi RC under root 6, as well as we have seen because of this RC network, this feedback factor is nothing but equal to 1 upon 29. So how we are going to obtain this beta as 1 upon 29, and this where we have assumed that the gain of this amplifier is equal to 29. So all this we are going to see it in detail right now. Okay. So here the same RC stages has been drawn separately. So here let us assume that V is the input to this RC stage and V out is the output of this RC circuit. Now in this RC circuit, just by using the mesh analysis method, we can find the relationship between the output and input. Or we can use the nodal analysis method to get the relationship between the output and input. So any of this method, we can find the relationship between output and input. And if we find it, then we can get that V out by V in for this network will be equal to minus 1 by 29. So we'll derive this V0 by V in relation. So let us assume that voltage at this node is V1 and voltage at this node is V2. And the current flowing through this network is I1, I2, I3 respectively flowing through this capacitor. So here what we will do, we will find the value of this V2, V1, I2 and I1. And we will find this 4 expression in terms of output voltage. And using this 4 expression, we can find the relation between output and input. So let us consider this V2. So at this V2, we can write this voltage V2 is equal to VO plus the drop across this reactance XC. That is equal to I3 times minus JXC. So now, if we look out here, this current I3 is flowing through this resistance R. That means this output voltage V out is nothing but I3 times R. Or we can say that this current I3 is equal to VO by R. And if we put the value of xc as 1 upon omega c, then we can write this expression of V2 as VO divided by j omega CR plus VO. That means my V2 will be equal to VO times 1 plus 1 by j omega CR. So in this way, we got the expression for V2 in terms of Vout. Now similarly, let us find out the expression for I2 in terms of Vout. So if we apply the KCL at this node, then we can say I2 is equal to V2 by R plus this current I3. So already we have found the value of V2 and we know I3 is equal to VO by R. So we can write the expression for I2 as VO by R into 1 plus 1 by j omega CR plus VO by R. And if we simplify this equation, then we can write VO by R in the bracket 2 plus 1 by j omega CR. So we got these two equations, V2 and I2 in terms of V0. Similarly, at this node V1, let us find out the expression for V1 and I1 in terms of output voltage Vout. So at this node V1, we can write this voltage V1 as V2 plus I2 by j omega C. That is the drop across this reactance XC. So we already know this expression of V2 and I2. So we can put up this V2 and I2 in this equation. So we can get V1 is equal to VO times 1 plus 1 by j omega CR plus VO by R times 2 plus 1 upon j omega CR multiplied by 1 by j omega C. And if we solve this expression, then the value of V1 will be equal to VO times 1 plus 1 3 by j omega CR minus 1 by omega square C square R square. Similarly, by applying the KCL at this node V1, let us find out the expression of current I1 in terms of V0. So by applying KCL at this node, we can write current I1 will be equal to V1 by R plus this current I2. So now we already know the value of V1 and I2 in terms of V0. So we will put that equations here. So we can get I1 as V0 by R times 1 plus 3 by j omega CR minus 1 by omega square C square R square plus the value of I2 will be equal to VO by R times 2 plus 1 by j omega CR. So we can simplify this equation and get I1 as V0 by R times 3 plus 4 by j omega CR minus 1 by omega square C square R square. So here we got the four expressions of V2, I2, V1 and I1 in terms of output voltage V0. So the only expression that is remain is the relationship between the input voltage and output voltage. So now let us write V1 or V1 in terms of I1 and V1, right? So we can write V in as V1 voltage plus the drop across this capacitance XC, that is I1 by J times omega C. So we can put V1 and I1 in this expression. So we get input voltage will be equal to Vout in the bracket 1 plus 3 by j omega CR minus 1 by omega square C square R square. So here we have just put the value of V1. So let us put the value of I1 in this expression. So as we know, I1 is V0 by R times 1 by j omega C, that is this 1 by j omega C into 3 plus 4 by j omega CR minus 1 by omega square C square R square. So if we simplify this expression, we can get V in terms of V0 as VO into 1 plus 6 by j omega CR minus 5 by omega square C square R square minus 1 by j omega cube C cube into R cube. So this is the relationship between the input and output voltage. So now the output voltage will only have the real part. That means the imaginary part of this expression should be equal to 0. So by equating the imaginary term to be 0, we can write 6 by omega CR minus 1 by omega cube C cube into R cube, that is equal to 0. Or we can simplify this expression as omega square C square R square will be equal to 1 by 6. That means omega will be equal to 1 by under root 6 times RC. And in terms of frequency, if we write, we get F is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root 6 RC. So we need to find out. So this is what the frequency, right? So I want you people to just note down this expression because there is some questions asked to derive the frequency equation for oscillator. Okay, RC phase shift oscillator. So please note down this expression. So your expression starts from this point. So please note down at node V2. We first calculated V2 in terms of V0. So this is what your expression. Please note down this expression. So you can write V2 is equal to V0 by, first write this expression because this is where you should know V2 is the voltage which is going to be calculated in terms of V0 because of this capacitor C, where we have I3 current. Okay. Then so you can write on V0 is equal to I3 into R. So we are going to substitute I3 in terms of V0 by R. And then this is what the final equation of V2 in terms of V0. That is V2 is equal to V0 into 1 plus 1 by j omega CR. This is important derivation here, so please note it down. Done? Then we will write applying KCL at node V2 because at this node we are going to find I2 and V2 in terms of V0, right? So expression for I2 write this expression for V2. Okay, so write down this V2 and I2 equations. Then by applying KCL at this node, we can calculate I1 and we can calculate V1, right? So this is what the expression for V1. Please note down. So this is the main equation for V1. Then we are going to calculate I1 in terms of V0. So this is expression for I1. So we have done with four parameters V2, I2, V1, I1 in terms of V0. Now we need to write down the equation for V in terms of V now. So your final equation for V in terms of V now is this. So please note it down. So from this equation, after writing this equation, please take down here, we need to consider imaginary terms to be equal to 0. So your imaginary terms, we are going to term it to 0. So imaginary terms we have this 6 by j omega cr and 1 upon j omega cube c cube r cube, right? So we are going to make this terms as 0. So we take this term and equate it to 0, and then we write it omega square c square r square is equal to 1 by 6. And then we got the equation for frequency. So final equation for frequency is this. Got it everyone? Any doubt till this point? Any doubt here? Should I proceed further then? Hope I'm audible to everyone.
Yes, miss.
Can anyone reply? I'm not able to hear anyone's voice.
Yes, miss.
Okay. So we will now see the gain equation. So this is what the frequency equation for RC phase shift oscillator. So now we are going to proceed with the gain equation for this circuit. So once the imaginary part is 0, then the expression can be written as Vn is equal to Vo times 1 minus 5 by omega square c square into r square. The same equation where we have just put up the imaginary term to be equal to 0. So the same equation where we have seen omega is equal to 1 upon under root 6 RC, we can put this V in is equal to Vo times 1 minus 5 by 1 by 6 times R square C square multiplied by R square into C square. So or we can say that that is equal to minus 1 by 29. So in this way, we can say that this RC network is going to have the attenuation of 1 by 29. And the here negative sign indicates this RC network is to provide 180-degree phase shift. So in this way, by tuning the value of R and C in the feedback network, it is possible to get the oscillation at particular frequency. Okay, so please note down this where we have calculated the gain equation V0 by V in is equal to minus 1 by 29. Done? Okay. So moving further. So now generally in this RC phase shift oscillator, the value of R is remained fixed and the value of capacitor is changed to get the desired frequency of oscillation. So here in this RC phase shift oscillator, all the capacitors are gang together. So by changing the value of one capacitor, we can control the other capacitor values. So we can tune the frequency of this RC phase shift oscillator at one particular frequency. Okay, so this is how we have seen the design of RC phase shift oscillator using an op-amp. Okay, so this is what all about the RC phase shift oscillator. So right now we will see the design of RC phase shift oscillator. But the concept, hope it is clear what is an oscillator, how we have obtained we have seen the derivation of RC phase shift oscillator, and how the gain was equal to 1 by 29. And then since A beta is equal to 0 or is equal to 1, when and we substitute A as 1 by 29, we get beta is equal to 29. So this is how we have seen the derivation for RC phase shift oscillator. Any doubt in this? Hope it is clear, this topic is clear. अरे बच्चा वो कुछ बोलता ही नहीं है, समझ रहा है कि नहीं? Are you listening?
मीन्स
Yes, miss.
हाँ बोलो बोलो कृतिका.
मीन्स अभी तो हमने पढ़ा हो आरसी पेस मतलब वो था, पर उसके पहले हमने एक्टिव फिल्टर में फर्स्ट ऑर्डर, सेकंड ऑर्डर, लो पास, हाई पास फिल्टर, बैंड पास फिल्टर और बैंड रिजेक्ट फिल्टर पढ़ा था ना. इतने ही
हाँ
टॉपिक्स है फिल्टर
हाँ
में.
हाँ हाँ.
और वो बटरस्कॉच फिल्टर करके वो भी मतलब पढ़ना है
बटरवर्थ
हमें.
फिल्टर, बटरवर्थ फिल्टर हम लोगों ने डिजाइन देखा ना, लो पास और हाई पास बटरवर्थ फिल्टर.
हाँ.
उतना ही है. बटरवर्थ फिल्टर डिजाइन फॉर हाई पास और लो पास ही है. यू डोंट हैव डिजाइन फॉर बैंड पास एंड बैंड स्टॉप. सो जस्ट अ कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ बैंड पास एंड हाई पास तुम लोग को समझना था, वो तुम लोग को बताया है. बट डिजाइन विल बी आस्क्ड ओनली रिलेटेड टू लो पास एंड हाई पास यूजिंग बटरवर्थ. तुम लोग को सिलेबस में चेबिशयू वगैरह नहीं है, एज वी हैव अटेंडेड ओरिएंटेशन प्रोग्राम ना, तो उसमें वो लोगों ने फोकस किया है. बिकॉज अगर हम लोग डिटेल में गए ना चेबिशयू फिल्टर्स में, सो द डिज़ाइन बहुत बढ़ जाते हैं, सिलेबस बहुत बढ़ जाएगा. सो अभी तक तो हम लोग से सेकेंड मॉड्यूल पे ही है एंड वी आर स्टिल रिमेनिंग विद 4 more मॉड्यूल्स टू गो, है ना. सो वो कवर नहीं हो पाएगा. तो सिलेबस में ओरिएंटेशन प्रोग्राम में भी बोला था कि यू आर जस्ट सपोज टू फोकस ऑन बटरवर्थ फिल्टर ओनली फॉर हाई पास एंड लो पास. तो डिज़ाइन क्वेश्चन भी अगर आया तो लो पास और हाई पास के लिए आएगा. जैसे हम लोग ने जो न्यूमेरिकल्स देखे हैं ना लेक्चर में, वैसे टाइप के ही न्यूमेरिकल्स पूछेंगे. और इस डेरिवेशन या फिर राइट शॉर्ट नोट एक्सप्लेनेशन ऑन लो पास एंड हाई पास फिल्टर. दैट्स इट.
और मीन्स फर्स्ट ऑर्डर और सेकंड ऑर्डर में भी लो पास और हाई पास ना.
हाँ, बैंड पास और बैंड स्टॉप में तो वो सीन है ही नहीं. फर्स्ट ऑर्डर सेकंड ऑर्डर वी हैव सीन कॉमन बैंड पास एंड बैंड रिजेक्ट फिल्टर यूजिंग एन ऑपरेशनल एम्पलीफायर. ओके, एनीथिंग एल्स?
नो मीन्स.
So hope this RC phase shift oscillator is clear. So now we'll see the design of RC phase shift oscillator with an example. We'll just see a small numerical. Yes. So here we are going to see the design of RC phase shift oscillator. So so we have seen the how frequency derivation has been obtained, that is f is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root 6 RC. So here we are going to design what we are going to design. So that means when a frequency is given, at this frequency we need to design an oscillator that will oscillate at this frequency, that is 10 kilohertz. So we need to calculate the value of R and C values, right? So here we know only the frequency, and if we assume C, then we can get the value of R. So if frequency is known as 10 kilohertz, we have substituted frequency and we have assumed capacitor C as 0.1 microfarad. So when we substituted C, we got the value of R. So this is how we are going to connect. So R value we have obtained. So now this R1 value we need to find. So normally R1 is always greater than R to avoid the loading. So we can assume that value in terms of 10 times the value of R. So we are going to consider the value of R1 as 10 times R1. So that's why here we have considered 649.74 ohm. So the last big component is RF. So now we know the gain of RC phase shift oscillator, that is 29. So RF will be equal to 29 times R1. So R1 we have already calculated. So we are going to substitute this R1 value 649.7 and we can get the value of RF. So this is how we can calculate the value of R, C, R1 and R. So this is what just a very small design of RC phase shift oscillator, where we suppose we are given with the frequency value and we need to calculate the components which is there in the circuit. The circuit diagram अगर पता है उसके ऊपर से formula if you know, then we can easily calculate the values of all these components, that is R1, RF, R and C. होप दिस इज क्लियर. स्मॉल न्यूमेरिकल्स ऐसे छोटे छोटे न्यूमेरिकल्स आ सकते हैं, बट उसके लिए तुम्हारा कॉन्सेप्ट पहले क्लियर रहना चाहिए कि व्हाट इज द वैल्यू, व्हाट विल बी देयर इन दिस सर्किट फॉर आरसी फेज शिफ्ट ऑसिलेटर. दैट्स इट. ओके, so this was the small numerical based on the design of RC phase shift oscillator. So now we'll just directly move to the last topic of this module, that is Wien bridge oscillator, and then we can complete our module 2. Okay, so first we will understand the basic working of the oscillator, and so we have also seen how to design the RC phase shift oscillator. So in this video we will see one more type of oscillator, that is which is known as Wien bridge oscillator. So this Wien bridge oscillator is the harmonic oscillator, meaning that the output of the oscillator is the sinusoidal signal, and it is used for the generation of the sine wave, typically in the range of audio frequency. So if you see the circuit diagram of the RC oscillator, Wien bridge oscillator, so this is how the structure. So here this is called as bridge circuit. So we can draw the circuit in the different way. So here we can see that R3 and R4 are the part of this amplifier, and these two branches of this bridge circuit forms the RC feedback network. So here in the op-amp is used in non-inverting amplifier, inverting amplifier. So sorry, it is used in the non-inverting mode, and this is what the feedback given using this RC circuit. So this RC circuit is consisting of two networks. One is the series RC network and the other one is the parallel RC network. So here this series RC circuit acts like a high pass filter and parallel RC circuit act as a low pass filter. So at low frequencies, this capacitor acts like an open circuit, so it will not pass the low frequency signal. On the other hand, at high frequency, this capacitor provides the very low impedance, so it easily allows the high frequency components. So in a way, it acts as a high pass filter. On the other hand, if we see this parallel RC circuit at low frequencies, this capacitor will act as a open circuit. So the output voltage at this node will directly appear across this resistor R2. And at very high frequencies, the impedance of this capacitor will be very low. So the output will be short circuited, right, at the ground terminal. So in this way, this parallel RC network will act like a low pass filter. So this RC network does not allow a low frequencies as well as high frequencies. But at one particular frequency, the output of the circuit will be maximum. And that frequency is known as the resonant frequency. So in this way, this RC feedback network will act as a notch filter. And if we see the response of this RC feedback network will look like this. So only at one particular resonant frequency, the output of the circuit will be maximum. And at rest of the frequency, the output will be minimum. So at this resonant frequency, the phase shift of the circuit will be equal to 0 and the ratio of output by input will be equal to 1 by 3. And if we consider this R1 is equal to R2 and C1 is equal to C2, in that case, this resonant frequency Fr can be given by the expression 1 by 2 pi into RC. And if this condition is not true, in that case, the resonant frequency Fr can be given as 1 by 2 pi under root of R1, R2, C1, C2. So this is what is resonant frequency for Weinbridge oscillator. So, and here the ratio of output by input is also known as the feedback fraction. So here we have feedback fraction beta is equal to 1 by 3. And to get the sustained oscillation, A beta of this oscillator should be equal to 1. So in this way, we can say that the gain of this amplifier should be equal to 3. So as we know, this op-amp is configured in non-inverting configuration. The gain of this amplifier will be equal to 1 plus R4 by R3. Or we can say that 1 plus R4 by R3 that is equal to 3. So that means R4 by R3 that is equal to 2. So in this way, at the resonant frequency, the feedback fraction of this feedback network will be equal to 1 by 3. And at that frequency, if we want to get the sustained oscillation, then the ratio of R4 by R3 should be equal to 2. So whenever this condition are satisfied, at that time, at the resonant frequency, we will get the sustained oscillation. So now considering R1 is equal to R2 and C1 is equal to C2, let us design the Weinbridge oscillator of frequency 10 kHz. So here we are assuming that R1 is equal to R2 and C1 is equal to C2. And the frequency of this oscillator is equal to 10 kHz. So under this condition, the resonant frequency of Fr can be given by expression 1 divided by 2 pi times Rc. So here let us assume that C is equal to 0.01 microfarad. So let us find out the value of R for this given values. So R will be equal to 1 by 2 pi into F into C. So that means 1 divided by 2 pi times 10 to the power 4 into 0.01 microfarad, that is 10 to the power minus 8. Or if we calculate this, we can get value of R which is equal to 1.59 kilo ohm. And in this design, the gain of this amplifier should be equal to 2. So let us assume that R4 is equal to 20 kilo ohm and R3 is equal to 10 kilo ohm. And here C1 and C2 are 0.01 microfarad and R1 and R2 are 1.59 kilo ohm. So now what we can do, we can use a potentiometer of 5 kilo ohm for these two resistors and we can tune these two resistance at 1.59 kilo ohm. So in this way, by using this expression, we can select the value of R1, R2, C1, C2 and we can design a Wien bridge oscillator of a desired frequency. So we have used this expression directly for Wien bridge oscillator, right? So let us derive this expression for Wien bridge oscillator and let us also see at this resonant frequency Fr, while the feedback fraction is equal to 1 by 3. So for the derivation, let us assume the impedance of this series RC network is equal to Z1 and impedance of this parallel network is equal to Z2. So for this RC network, the output voltage Vout can be given as Z2 by Z1 plus Z2 times input voltage. Or we can say Vout by Vin is equal to Z2 by Z1 plus Z2. So here Z2 is equal to R2 in parallel with 1 by j omega C2. Or we can say that is equal to R2 divided by 1 plus j omega R2 times C2. Similarly, this Z1 is equal to R1 plus j 1 by j omega C1. So let us put the value of Z1 and Z2 in this expression. So we can write V out by V in is equal to R2 divided by 1 plus j omega R2 times C2 divided by R1 plus 1 by j omega C1 plus R2 divided by 1 plus j omega C2 into R2. So if we simplify this expression, then we can write this expression as V out by V in will be equal to R2 times j omega C1 divided by R1 times j omega C1 multiplied by 1 plus j omega C2 into R2 plus 1 plus j omega C2 times R2 plus j omega R2 times C1. So this is what the final expression. So we can further simplify this expression and we can get V out by V in, that is equal to j omega R2 times C1 divided by 1 minus omega square R1 R2 C1 C2 plus j omega R1 C1 plus R2 C2 plus R2 times C1. So this is what the equation of V0 by V in this expression. So we have seen the resonant frequency, the phase shift which is offered by this circuit is 0. So this term should be equal to 0. So that this j omega term will get cancelled out in numerator and denominator and overall frequency phase shift which is provided by the circuit will be equal to 0. So from this circuit we can see that at resonant frequency this omega square R1 R2 C1 C2 will be equal to 1, or we can say omega will be equal to 1 by under root of R1 R2 C1 C2. And then in terms of frequency, if we write, we can write f is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root of R1, R2, C1, C2. So this is how we have calculated or derived the frequency in terms of this, right? So here if we state R1 is equal to R2, C1 is equal to C2, so we can write simplified equation of frequency as 1 upon 2 pi RC. So, but let us consider that R1, R2 and C1, C2 are different. So now if we consider this condition, then V out by V in will be equal to R2 times C1 divided by R1 C1 plus R2 C2 plus R2 C1. So if R1, R2, C1, C2 are equal, in that case this V out by V in or the feedback fraction beta will be equal to 1 by 3. But if they are different, then this will be the feedback fraction for this RC network. So like we have discussed for the sustained oscillation, A beta of this oscillator should be equal to 1, or we can say the loop gain should be equal to 1. So this is the value of beta for this feedback network. So we can say that A should be equal to 1 upon beta. Or we can say that gain of this amplifier should be equal to R1C1 plus R2C2 plus R2C1 divided by R2 times C1. And if we simplify it, then we can say that the amplified gain A will be equal to R1 by R2 plus C2 by C1 plus 1. So here we can, the gain of this op-amp will be equal to 1 plus R4 by R3 because it is configured in the non-inverting configuration. So we can say that A is equal to 1 plus R4 by R3 should be equal to R1 by R2 plus C2 by C1 plus 1. Or we can say that this R4 by R3 should be equal to R1 by R2 plus C2 by C1. So this is the condition which should be satisfied for the sustained oscillation. So if we consider R1 is equal to R2 and C1 is equal to C2, then we will get the condition that which we have discussed earlier, that is R4 by R3 should be equal to 2. So in this way, we have derived the expression for the resonant frequency, and we have also seen at resonant frequency, the feedback fraction beta will be equal to 1 by 3, provided R1 is equal to R2 and C1 is equal to C2. And to get the sustained oscillation, the ratio of R4 by R3 should be equal to 2. So I hope that you have understood this Wien bridge oscillator, where this is what the circuit diagram. So you all can draw this circuit diagram where why it is called as Wien bridge oscillator, because here we have connected this op-amp in such a way that the resistor, series component of RC and parallel component of RC, and this feedback resistor R4 and R3 are connected such that it is forming a bridge. So you can see here how is this bridge circuit. So normally this type of circuit also you can draw, or we can simplify this circuit as we have showed there, right? So this is what the Wien bridge oscillator diagram along with the operational amplifier. And the main difference between those two RC phase shift oscillator and Wien bridge oscillator is in RC phase shift oscillator we have connected this operational amplifier in inverting mode. Whereas here you will find we have connected this Wien bridge oscillator as in non-inverting mode, right? So this is the main difference. So we are connecting the feedback to this non-inverting terminal, whereas these resistors are connected to ground. So we can simplify this circuit diagram using an operational amplifier. So we have seen this circuit diagram where R4 is connected from output of the amplifier to this non-inverting terminal and R3 is connected to ground. So since it is a non-inverting amplifier, the gain of an amplifier is 1 plus R4 by R3. And this is how we have connected parallel component of RC to ground, and we have connected series component of R1, R2 from non-inverting terminal to the output of an operational amplifier. So main circuit diagram, if you draw properly, then you will get full marks. If your circuit diagram is having any mistake, then you are going to lose your marks. So whenever there is a question to explain short note on Wien bridge oscillator, your circuit diagram, your frequency, resonant frequency equation, your gain factor, or you can say loop gain A beta, that should be very much clear. So here you can also see that Wien bridge oscillator states this feedback factor beta is equal to 1 by 3, and the gain of an amplifier is 3. Whereas in RC phase shift oscillator, we have seen the feedback factor beta is equal to 1 by 29, and the gain of an amplifier was equal to 29. So this is how the derivation of both RC phase shift and Wien bridge oscillators can come into picture. Numericals hardly they may ask related to RC phase shift oscillator, but even if there is an design of RC phase shift oscillator, we have seen the design where we stated the frequency will be given, only the capacitor value we need to assume. So if any one of the capacitor value is assumed, we can easily find out the R value. And what about the R1 resistance? We need to assume it to be 10 times greater than the R value, right, in RC phase shift oscillator. And we can calculate the feedback resistor value R4. So this is how we have seen RC phase shift oscillator and Wien bridge oscillator. And in your syllabus, we only have the sine wave oscillators only. So we are not going to deal with any crystal oscillator and any other thing. Whatever is specified in syllabus, we are going to complete that. So based on this, we have practicals. So we are going to do with RC phase shift oscillator and Wien bridge oscillator. That's it. Okay. So thank you everyone. If you have any doubts, you can feel free to ask any questions related to this module. So we have completed with these two modules, module 1 and module 2. Any doubt?
No, miss.
Okay. So we'll just take your attendance.